Greetings, investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Under the Shadows of Terror and Fear. It was written by Matt Ryan, and he did it in just the last couple of days, and I'm sure it'll eventually appear on their website, Reckoning of the Dead. Matt Ryan is our game master, and this is a one-shot. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Matt?
Thanks, Tom. Everybody, welcome to the game. We're going to Mars. Now, in fact, you have been going to Mars for quite some time. I think you've spent 10 or 11 months aboard the Sojourn, which was a spacecraft probably built in outer space. So you all and your other crew members left Earth, took the shuttle to the space station that orbits Earth, got in this massive craft, the Sojourn, and started your long journey to Mars. You 13 are going to be the first people on Mars. The date is 2032. Mars has been explored, photographed, rovered for 50 some years. But now is the time for human boots to tread its dusty surface. So we begin the game with the crew having a celebratory whiskey as you prepare to enter the final stages of your mission. And to give a very remedial recap to you, to our viewers, and to me, because I'm not really a sci-fi guy, I prepared PowerPoint. Mars, the red planet. As I said, this is remedial. This is your solar system, and we all know it. We know the inner solar system with Sun, Mercury, Mars, Earth, Mars, close. Your journey, you can't just point a straight line and shoot at Mars. So you have to take this orbital trajectory towards Mars. You can see my cursor move. So you have, can you see my cursor move? Yes. Mm-hmm. You've got a fairly limited window for your landfall on Mars because everything here, of course, is moving around the sun. So here's the Sojourn coming around. You're going to land on Mars. You've got a landing craft that you've nicknamed the Bottle Rocket. And you will take the Bottle Rocket to the surface. The Bottle Rocket, I'm picturing it as some sort of a Challenger-looking vertical takeoff lift thing with enough fuel to go down once and come back. And you've got a decent-sized cargo aboard the Bottle Rocket. You've got a couple of Land Rovers that you're going to live in for the 3 weeks that you stay on Mars. And then after those 3 weeks, you're going to get back aboard the Bottle Rocket. You're going to return to the Sojourn, and then you're going to spend 10 or 11 months going back home. Everyone knows this. This isn't brand new information to the crew. Is this, let me quick jump ahead. No, okay. This is the planet. The blue areas are the low-lying surfaces. Deepest blue, the furthest down. Brighter and red are the higher surfaces. This is a range of volcanoes here. Mars is slightly smaller than Earth, to put this to scale. Tarsus, where'd my cursor go? Tarsus is this volcanic area here. That's Greek for the Golden Plain, which is where a lot of rovers have been touching down. And this big continental-wide area here is called Noah's Land, or Noachis Terra. You're going to be landing in this system of chasms. You're going to be exploring those because your engineers think, and all the science points out to you, that that's probably the likeliest spot for concentrations of frozen water or, any kind of frozen liquid or something, and the different minerals and whatnot in the exploration that you're going to do on Mars. Here's a close-up of that area. You're going to take your ship and you're going to land it right here in this Aurora Chaos. You're going to assemble your Mars buggies, which are these giant RV things, and the plan is that you're going to go up the Eos Chasm and explore this, and the Mariners Valley, Valles Marineris. That's what this whole system of canyons is. And these things are thousands of kilometers long. That ends the show. Your remedial pre-op. I think you've got like a day or two before you load up. How's the conversation amongst the group? There was a lot of banter on the way to this stage, as I saw on the emails coming across as we prepared for the game.
Yes, well, it's my hope that everybody has remained quite happy and are enjoying themselves and keeping themselves busy so that they don't lose their freaking minds.
Oh, good old Dr. Svetnik. Bringing the laughs. That's what we appreciate about you.
Well,
I've got a PhD in laughter.
But of course, if I have to remind the good old Svetvik to do his exercises one more time, I'm going to lose it. You will lose muscle mass. No, you don't. We don't have the gravity.
It makes me seasick, that thing doing this. Where'd you? Oh.
I do not care.
Houston Control, this is Sojourn. We are entering orbit of Mars. Over.
Won't get an answer for 20 minutes.
I don't think it's that long. But they do respond to you and say, Mars team, everything here looks good and according to plan. Proceed to the designated coordinates. We should warn you, and you should see this as well, that there is an unusually high concentration of meteor showers approaching Mars. Nothing that concerns us right now, but it is a very large field that we have not been able to see all the way through. We don't think that this will delay or cause any problems, but you should be wary, or just pay attention.
Understood. Over and out.
After months of doing 3D jigsaw puzzles with the pieces floating off, I feel as though my spatial awareness for small things nearby is pretty good. So I'll keep an eye out for angry little rocks from space.
Everybody laughs at me when I say they should coat the entire ship in rubber. Just bounce off.
Well, I mean, we could. Mendoza, you're specialized with space rocks, no?
The physics of bodies in space, be they little rocks or planet-sized objects.
Well, how much would this rubber coating that Svetvik suggests, would it really help us?
The incredible velocities that these things are moving at would obviate that, not to mention the fact that rubber doesn't travel well in space, and it's heavy. So, there's a reason we all laugh at the doctor when he suggests that we rubberize the ship.
Captain,
Good times.
Do you have any last words of encouragement for the crew?
We've all come very far. Raise a glass. If you can see it. Raise a glass. Prost.
Post.
Prost. Nostrovia.
The crew joins you. Sláinte.
All right. Let's Gray, why don't you bring us into orbit so we can is it going to be a geosynchronous orbit over our landing area?
That's right, Captain. Yep. You've got it. Now, Captain, have you decided only 10 can go down? There's only room enough for 5 in each RV. Have you decided who's going to go and who's going to stay behind? Let me jump out of character for a second. You've all been practicing for years for this mission, so there shouldn't be anything new for any of this. To land the shuttle, the bottle rocket, it requires a pilot, a navigator, and someone using the computer. So mechanically, that's going to be a pilot role, a computer use role, and a navigation role. But you've been practicing this virtually. You've been practicing this. So this shouldn't be any surprise. You probably, Captain, already have these people picked out that are going to pilot you down.
Yes. So I think we're going to have Perkins, Wu, and Gordon stay aboard the Sojourn. And they should be able to handle any kind of minor course corrections through the anticipated meteor shower. And Gray will pilot us down to Mars in the bottle rocket.
Okay, so Perkins is staying behind. Wu is staying behind.
And Gordon.
And who else did you nominate?
Gordon.
Gordon is staying behind. So I don't know if this is new news. I don't know if Gordon is sad for the first time that he's not going or for the 20th time that he's not going. But Gordon is sad.
It's because we haven't as yet found any ancient civilizations on alien planets for him to study.
I'll take pictures of the cave paintings should we find any.
Little green men.
He's not being consoled at all. Okay. The bottle rocket takes those three operations: pilot, computer use, and a navigator to land on your target zone.
So
Who's gonna do that for us?
Yeah, so I will be in the command section, and I can man the computer. Is there anyone here capable of navigation?
I have trained in navigation specifically.
Excellent. Nacho, you'll be our navigator, and Gray is going to pilot the bottle rocket for us.
You load up. You're all excited. You're coming into the time when you've got to climb down from the main ship into the shuttle that's probably attached to the side of the Sojourn, like some kind of piggybacked thing on it. You all climb through the various airlocks to get inside. It's already packed and ready to go. And you release. And there's this free fall. And then you turn the engines on and you go towards Mars. And it's beautiful. It's this big red planet with this little glow. You can see the two moons, Phobos and Deimos, I think it is, making these very quick orbits. So you can watch them move. They move that fast. Both of them, they're not spherical. They're all goofy.
Not quite big enough to be spherical. No.
Yeah, so they're kind of wobbling around as they go. And you're aimed for your trench. So go ahead, please, and make those rolls. Make your computer use roll, Commander. Nacho, make your navigation roll, and I will make a piloting roll for Gray.
I'm glad that Nacho brought along his lucky potato.
Well, all the potatoes on the ship are lucky. That's why we decided to
true.
bring them all.
I've very nearly made my 60. I am at a 59 for navigate. So hopefully, I guess it was trickier than I thought.
I think there's a lot more activity than you all thought. This, Houston warned you of a meteor storm being distant. It does not feel so distant. There's a lot of activity going on here that you didn't really suspect. Luckily, Gray knows what she's doing, and she piloted this thing like there's no tomorrow. Commander, how are we on the computer use? Oh, you're muted, Commander.
Communications officer, he's having some problems.
Engaging now.
Yes, the computers are fully operational. Had to definitely pull from some internal fortitude to get that to work. Almost like 14 points of internal fortitude to get that to work. But we are wanted to make sure I didn't screw this one up. So
The first roll. So I don't know if anybody noticed the captain sweating bullets as he was punching through his keyboard, trying to keep the nose up or the end down or whatever it is he has to do. The team prevails.
Are you okay, Colonel? Do I need to give you any injections?
No. We're fine here, Doctor. We're fine here.
All right.
Good to be active again after all this time.
It's exciting. It's exhilarating. And the ship comes down just as the Mars dawn is breaking over the horizon, I think, casting this long, deep shadow. You're too far from the chasms. I don't know, maybe you circled around them on your way down, but you're heading for that great sort of open golden plain area. And you touch down. Your craft lands with this big jar. And you look at each other and you're on Mars.
Woo! We made it! Congratulations! Excellent job, everyone.
It's true.
All systems are operational.
I'm
The
glad
ship's working perfectly.
All right, we're on a clock, people. Let's get Speedwell and Mayflower assembled.
Shotgun.
Sir, yes, sir.
And are we? How long? Oh, we're going to be down on planet side for weeks.
The most you've got is 3 weeks, and we'll just call it 21 days.
Okay.
That's the most that you have.
So I mean, obviously, all the crew already know what jobs they are trained for. Those who are going to be assembling the rovers, and those who are going to be assembling the habitats. We're going to establish a. Actually, this is a good question. So, are the habitats integrated in the rovers? Okay, so we're not making a camp.
You're not making a camp. These rovers, they're sort of they're massive 2-story vehicles. They've got cargo room because you've also got 3 low atmosphere drones.
Okay.
That you can fly around if you want to. And you've probably got just a ton of stuff. I mean, just sort of anything that you think would be appropriate, you've got.
Okay. The bottle rocket will probably have some kind of solar collectors that need to be deployed so it can recharge batteries while it sits here. We'll get the crew working collectively to get both Speedwell and Mayflower assembled so that we can be moving. Probably it takes 6 hours to do this, so we'll get that going. And then the drones, codenamed Mo, Larry, and Curly, will also be prepared.
Deeper question. We saw a lot of atmospheric activity as we were landing. Are there any new craters nearby? Is this quantity of meteorites that's burning in the thin atmosphere, or are we having some impacts?
That's an excellent question. And you would, this is your area, this is your field. You would know.
I should be able to tell if something's new. Yeah, I've been looking at every photograph we have for ages.
Yes, yes. So there are some recent impacts. I mean, because the atmosphere is so thin that it doesn't really burn anything up. So there's a non-alarming number of new impacts, just sort of around, and I guess you're scanning from a porthole because so far nobody's actually stood on the surface yet, right? Nobody's been the first one out of the bottle rocket. So I think from the various portholes you can kind of look around and notice some changes. Absolutely, Doctor.
I will certainly tell the colonel about that. And then the question is there anything we can do to protect the bottle rocket from an impact, or a way to array the solar panels so that they're less likely to get smacked into oblivion? Because, we only have so much power.
The chances
Also-
are still 1 in a million.
Yeah, I could do some math about the probability of an object as small as a bottle rocket being hit on a random plane on Mars. Yeah, very small.
With this momentous occasion, we should probably all suit up and take our first steps. Take our first steps on Mars.
Well, that is your honor to go first, but yes.
All right. So we'll first deploy the drones so that they can photograph everything, and I'll make the descent to Mars.
Who's
down the ladder?
That's fantastic. And who is accompanying you, Commander? Are you the first boots on Mars?
Mine will be the first boots, but I've invited the entire team to don suits, and we can take a quick walk and survey the land, survey the field before we get to the task of assembling the rovers.
Okay. So everybody's excited, and everybody comes out, and it's the low gravity of Mars, which you have practiced for, and you're moving around the dusty landscape, and everybody can make a power roll right off the bat with some power rolls. Tom, when did we start on your clock?
I didn't pay attention. It was a little bit after 6. Your presentation was at 6:19.
Okay.
I'm
I had
fully
a hard
focused.
success.
Yeah, extreme success.
I have failed.
Failed.
Okay. It's not a big deal. You're wandering around. The three of you are wandering around, and it's exhilarating for a minute. And then there's this low grade headache kind of behind your ear. Yeah.
Stress.
It's just like, it's like a throbbing
Well, I do
in your
not-
head.
I do not feel so well.
I think the stress is a little bit getting to me as well.
The adjusting back to gravity, perhaps.
The odd butterscotch-colored light.
Yes,
I
yes,
think-
that's it.
I think it's just stunning. I assume we all have video cameras on our helmets,
I'm sure, yeah.
so I'm going to
Yeah,
be.
yes, and communication. So you're all in constant communication, and with the crew back on the ship as well.
All right, people, that was excellent. Great work. Let's break into teams and let's get these vehicles put together.
Okay,
Absolutely.
fantastic. And it does, Captain, as you had said, takes about 6 hours. So the crew's working hard. Everybody's doing what they have to do. Those suffering from a headache find that it's not debilitating. it's just sort of it's in the back of your head, and it's just kind of a nuisance more than anything. It doesn't stop you from doing the activities that you have to do. And while everybody's sort of out and about on this first day, preparing for your journey, everybody can give me a perception roll.
Spot hidden.
Yep, sorry, I play a lot of different games over the summer. Spot hidden.
Hard success.
A hard, do we have an extreme?
No.
Or we have a hard?
Yes, I have a hard success.
Okay. So, Drozdov, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your chore is outside of the ship while people are getting ready. But you see something like, looks like on a hot day when the road shimmers, kind of a little mirage, a flash of something, a fair bit away. But when you look, I mean, it doesn't just happen once. There's a spot over there that it happens a few times. Whenever you kind of look over in that area, there's some, like a heat haze or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Commander Lewis. You are the expert of climatology. Are there heat shimmers on Mars? I just want to make sure that I'm seeing something natural and not associated with my possible headache. So either Mendoza or Lewis, if either of them know, I'm asking.
Well, there shouldn't be. Lewis says. I mean, isn't that property of moisture?
Yeah,
well, I guess maybe not. No, it would be odd. She says.
Well, maybe I'll make sure to sit down for a bit once these are assembled, because my head is, I don't know. This is maybe if you could come over to where I am. I'm currently unpacking my medical supplies and bringing them into one of the rovers. I can kind of point it out to you on the horizon, see what you think.
Do you have binoculars with you?
Well, I'm with all this equipment, so I could easily obtain binoculars.
Grab binoculars. I'll come to you, says Lewis.
Dr. Drozdov, you seem a little upset. Is there something wrong?
Well, there's something I'm fascinated by. Something I see a kind of shimmering effect, like water evaporating in the desert, which would be, if it's not, if I'm really seeing it, then that's something I'm sure we would love to study while we're here.
Martian mirage. That would be odd. Where do you see this?
Is it? Can you give me a coordinate on that? I'm curious to see whether I can spot it as well.
It's near the kind of the over towards the plains, and some of it's over towards the mouth of the canyon, kind of a Martian northwest from our position, all along the horizon.
You don't have spots before your eyes when your eyes are closed?
No.
Okay.
Anybody who made their perception check, not perception, spot hidden, thank you, who made their spot hidden check with those slight directions can see a similar phenomenon.
That's very strange. That seems like something much more, that should be a much thicker atmosphere. If three of us can triangulate a little bit, we can get a sense of the distance that it is. It might be worth investigating. There could be a little vent of evaporating gas or something that would be worth getting a spectrometer reading on. Unless it's too far away, we have to wait.
I don't know. I don't know how far away it is. I'm only the keeper, but maybe. And it's a very flat area where you are, sort of at the bottom of this, this golden plain. So maybe between 1.5 kilometers, you can see that far. It's flat.
Not far at all.
So
you don't want to go chasing mirages.
Oh,
They
we,
just
we can
keep-
if there's something coming from underneath the surface. I mean, we could send Mo, Larry, or Curly out to go observe it closer.
Yeah, I second that. We have a fairly tight schedule for getting the rovers ready. So if we just now that we've all taken our group selfie with the drones, etc.
Colonel Grant, should I retask one of the drones?
Yeah, let's send one. How far along are we in our schedule? Assembly of the vehicles and getting ready to move out.
it's up to you. You can be towards the end of it.
Okay. Yeah, so we're nearly complete in getting ready to roll out, and according to our schedule, we definitely need to make at least 5 clicks into the Marianas Valley, or at least into that direction. So this will eat up into that time. But yeah, go ahead and retask one drone and see if you can get an estimate on its true distance, and we might be able to redirect into that direction and drive there if need be, without sacrificing too much time. But we'll need to find that out pretty quick.
Yes,
So-
sir, right away.
Okay, Pershing, you're going to fly a drone over in that direction. You've got the coordinates from your colleagues.
Yes, sir.
And
Go ahead
yeah,
and make
Pershing,
Pardon?
I'm just going to recommend that he used different frequencies to see if anything shows up on UV or infrared or anything.
Multiple scanning.
yeah, the drone probably does that already.
Understood.
Very good. Go ahead and make a luck roll for us.
Oh, nice. Spot on. By under 1. 49
Good
out of
enough. That's good enough. I mean, you wouldn't have to divert too far out of your way. Once you get the rovers moving, it's sort of the way that you have to go, right? So it's just a little divergent off to the side. And you fly Mo over there, and you've had a lot of practice with drones, and you've had a lot of practice reading the various data outputs from the drone and viewing through its mechanical eye, its camera, as it sails around. And you get to the point, and you're not getting any readings at all from the drone on anything.
There's nothing coming back, Colonel.
No, you're not getting anything weird. You're seeing lots of Mars soil. You're seeing lots of smaller impact craters. It's all operating normally. You're not seeing anything abnormal. You're not seeing anything that would cause or even hint at some kind of a mirage reflection. And as you're looking at it through the monitor, through the various cameras that Mo has, it all just looks the same.
Mm.
I mean, it all looks like Martian terrain. And you can recheck coordinates with your colleagues, and you're fairly certain you're in the spot where they said they saw something. And through the drone's eyes and senses, you don't see anything.
Mm.
It's
Doesn't
an
look
optical illusion, then I would suggest.
Can
Yeah.
I should let you make Pershing. I should let you make a spot hidden roll.
okay, certainly. Oh, my luck's 55, not 50. My mistake earlier. Oh gosh, it's just getting worse and worse. 98.
Okay. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. You're quite confused at what your colleagues are talking about.
Dr. Drozdov, can you sort of make out the drone out there? Does that look like it's...
I see Mo out
Does
there. He's
Right.
hovering right over where the shimmer is.
Huh. I mean, look at the readings here, Doctor. I'm not
I don't know what any of this means.
Dr. Svetnik, do I remember that perceptual illusions could be caused by magnetic fields?
I'm sure it's possible. Yes, of course.
And as shielded as these suits are, magnetism is a powerful force. I'm going to get an instrument from Bottle Rocket and see if I can find any anomalous magnetic field or something.
It's possible that it's only even viewable from right where Dr. Drozdov is standing, because it's an optical illusion in the atmosphere. It's not.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
really there.
Mo could try to intercede our sight lines, Pershing, because I saw it from not far away from Drozdov, so maybe it is something that you need to be in some sort of parallel to. But I'm gonna get a magnetometer.
While you get that, why don't we recall the drone? It's not that far off of our planned course to get into the valley. Let's go ahead and swing that direction, and we can do visual and instrumentational data collection. Watch it and scan with your magnetic scanner. We'll just kind of try and, the plan is we'll kind of do it on the drive-by unless something spikes, but it's looking like it's probably nothing, and whatever it is probably minor. If time permitting, we can review it in greater detail on the return trip back to the Bottle Rocket. But let's just do a quick drive-by, see what we can see what we can scan, and continue on with the mission. We're on a schedule.
Sure, yes, sir.
I love it. I don't know if RV assignments have already been assigned or if they have to be assigned on the spot. But I would like to know, Commander, which 5 you're putting in the speedwell and which 5 are riding/living for the next 2-3 weeks in the Mayflower.
As it happens, we're going to have myself, Dr. Drozdov, Dr. Svetnik, Commander Mendez, and Lieutenant Pershing. The 5 of us will be in the speedwell,
So
and the other crew members will be in the Mayflower.
I think you meant Mendoza.
That's fantastic. A quick little aside, the Mayflower made it to the Americas and the Speedwell never left the harbor. Okay. But you heading over that way, and Mendoza, you're aiming this magnetic field detector device at the area.
That's correct.
You're getting readings. And if you could somehow attach this to the drone, which there's probably a way to do it, the drone could get these readings as well. But you absolutely are getting magnetic spikes coming from this area that Drozdov first spotted.
But Pershing noted nothing like an impact there. So it couldn't, it could, for example, if there had been a recent meteor strike, that would explain perhaps a spike in magnetic activity. But if it's just plain soil, then it's something that landed a while ago and is buried. Yeah, let's hook this up to, one of the drones. Mo could go back. I'm sure it's curious. And we can see if we can get he can circle and get a complete image of the shape of this magnetic anomaly. And it won't slow us down.
That all happens. And Pershing, with this added magnetic field detector to the drone, you can pinpoint where this weird spike in the magnetic field is coming from.
Right here on the monitor.
And it's a fairly concentrated area too. It's not that wide. It's very tight. And the spike is very high. So there's something there that is very magnetic. And as you're all approaching, right? Because you're all in the speedwell. And it's only half a click away. So you're getting close to it and you're all looking at it and you're all looking at the place. And now you're all looking through these monitors and it's just inevitable that somebody's going to see it. So everybody make your spot hidden roll. Because you know where to look now.
Hey, I finally made it with an extreme.
I also got an extreme.
I'm looking the other way.
I got a 09. We're wasting our rolls.
3 extremes for one thing. Good job, everyone.
Okay. There are these, as you're looking at it and getting closer, there are this clump of nearly transparent crystals. There's a knot of them that are about 1.5 meters high and maybe 1 meter in diameter, maybe tighter at the base because they grow out. And once you've seen them, mostly what you're seeing is the sides and the edges of them because you can almost see right through them. And the camera doesn't pick them up at all. But Pershing, you do notice sort of the shadow of them on the ground. So while the drone's camera doesn't pick them up, the camera does detect this weird shadow.
Too bad Wu, our geologist, isn't here. Wu she would love this phenomena, this crystal structure.
So this, I assume, I'm informed on this. I think this is unique enough that it can interrupt the mission as planned. So I'll radio the other team on the Mayflower and have them continue on, and that they need to continue with the mission. We'll catch up, and Speedwell will pause to do a collection and investigation. So we'll pull up to it, probably about 30 meters away from it, so we can approach on foot and get a better inspection and decide how it can be collected.
And once you disembark from the speedwell and you're that close, you can all see it. Now you know what you're looking for. And is this weird, multifaceted, translucent, crystalline formation.
And you said there are a clump of them. Are there 6 of them or 26 of them?
No, there's 5 of them. There's 5 of them growing in a tight, they're almost joined. So there are these 5 crystal projections or rods. I don't know my geology well enough to know what to call a shoot of rock. But so these 5 shoots of rock that are connected in the center.
How large are they?
1.5 meters high.
Oh, okay.
The biggest one. Are they smaller on the outside? Is it like a?
Yeah.
Is it?
Like a quartz crystal?
Yep.
And they're crystalline? Are they symmetrical?
No, they're not.
And I trust that I don't know of any geological construction like this on Earth.
You do not.
Right. I don't necessarily, Colonel, want to break any part of this off before we learn whether it's a unique phenomenon.
Sure.
But I would like to, with your permission, I'd like to dig around the base and see if there's some evident tunnel that's letting something escape or root of this.
Yeah.
And actually Pershing can probably also help take spectrographic analysis and see if we can isolate what element these are.
Yeah, we'll also take pictures and try and start doing base measurements and everything to collect data, whatever data we can collect. But yeah, please start digging and seeing what kind of root structure, if there is any. And we
have the surface of Mars for 8 hours, and we've already found something that nobody knew.
Amazing, yeah.
While they're doing this, I'm considering how the ring of Drollstove crystal sounds in my head since I'm the one that spotted them.
Now the
It does-
three of you
does have a
that
good
had
ring.
three of you that had a slight headache, would you please make another power roll for us?
Oh, I need this one.
Hard pass this time.
Another fail.
Hard success.
Pershing, it's like a hammer is in your head. I mean, it's just you've got a headache, man. You've got a migraine, and it's not really. It came on quickly, but it hurts. I mean, you almost want to lay down, almost.
Well, Lieutenant Pershing, are you feeling okay?
No, I just an onrush of a migraine. This just
Let's,
came out of nowhere.
Let's let them take the readings on the crystal. Come with me. I'm going to try to help with your condition here.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
I'm gonna start staking out like little. They almost look like little flags that you might see in a neighborhood for cable, bearing. I'm gonna start staking out like landmark flags, kind of 4 of them in a perimeter around this thing, so that we can mark this thing. And I will also communicate with the Sojourn so that they, from orbit, can take orbital pictures and mark this on a map.
They absolutely do. And Wu is ecstatic and pissed that she's not there. She also can't believe that 8 hours on the surface and you found something that no one has ever seen before.
It's actually kind of unusual, isn't it, that none of our rovers have run across anything like this before.
We're having difficulty seeing it, though, with the drones. Maybe it's it plays tricks with electronics. Maybe it's difficult to be detected with the electronics. So it's good that man is standing on Mars. Who knows what our just our innate intuition and curiosity will allow us to discover. So, yes, the discovery of these Drozdov crystals could change the course of history. Who knows?
Okay, very good.
If I scan my magnetometer around, do I see other patches like this, or does it seem to be an isolated object here or group of objects?
How sensitive is your machine? Make make the appropriate science roll for I think reading the data.
Too bad I have a migraine. I'm good at this.
Yes, they're worrying about the course of history. I'm trying to adjust the course of your headache, okay?
Oh.
If it's caused by an imbalance, you can probably give him something like.
I mean, he could be. I'll check his valves on his oxygen. Maybe it's similar to altitude sickness. He's not getting enough air.
Too many potatoes.
No, it was not the potatoes. The potatoes would never hurt you like this.
And everything, all of his vital signs are okay. His equipment is working fine.
Okay, well, I'll give him something. I'll scrounge whatever thing I have for.
Sure, I'm sure you've got something. And Pershing, I'm sure it's not related, but the further you get away from that weird crystal thing, the better you feel.
Oh.
Well, here, take these. I rummaged in my pockets. I found a couple of ibuprofen.
How do you get the ibuprofen from your pocket into
We're going
his
back
mouth?
into the rover. We're not
staying
here
in suits. We've gone back onto
There's
the
this special little valve you just put in.
The ibuprofen valve. Mendoza, how's the equipment reading coming?
I gave myself a little penalty by using operate heavy machinery instead of geophysics, and I rolled an 18, so I'm still good. I figured out a little shield so that it could not be confused by what's behind it.
So there are very slight readings, and indicating either that a similar magnetic spike is not as strong as this one, or that it's located quite some distance from this one. But being the thorough scientist that you are, as you walk circumference around this crystal, you've noticed 5 other signatures, all small, but distinct.
And would that put this at one end of a star or in the center of a group?
It would put this in this. That's an excellent question. It would put this in the center of a group.
Right. Yeah. So, Colonel, this does not appear to be the only object like this, although we won't, until we investigate further, we won't know. But I'm a little less worried about that causing the damage to this if we need to find out what it is, because it appears to be not an isolated phenomenon.
Okay. And when you were collecting those readings and getting those 5 other additional readings, did they seem equal and equidistant from each other? So is it a measured, or is it clustered? Are all 5 within a certain firing arc, or is it, like you said, maybe like in a star pattern all the way around, 5 points of a star? And the one we're at is dead center.
Keeper.
Maybe not dead center,
Right.
but in the center.
No sign that it's a measured distance. But they, if say this was an atmospheric event, and there was a burst, this would be in the center of that burst, roughly.
Okay. Well, this is interesting to know. Have we done any kind of digging and ground clearing to see, does it descend a lot further? Is there something a little more massive just under the surface?
It seems to just have these roots, but this sort of crystalline formation that just keeps going. And the more you dig and the more you clear, the more crystal there is.
So it does
it
not.
It never really expands wider. So it's almost like, it's in the same dimension. But it keeps going down.
And there's nothing else except Martian soil. There's just regolith and this crystal. There's not like a puff of gas or, right. These could be very ancient or go very deep. Until we get some more readings.
So Nacho, we are starting to run behind schedule. I think what I'd like us to do then, if you think it warrants it, I defer to your expertise, but what do you think about maybe chipping off a small sample, something that we can put into a container box, a specimen box, take that with us, and now that we've placed our little flags, and we've had the Sojourn market on the global map, we know where to come back to, and send other rovers and things in the future. But we can get back to this. But let's collect a sample if you think that is warranted, and get back on our mission.
Given that there's a continued mass of this underground, I've been careful not to chip it as I've been digging, and the soil's fairly loose, but it shouldn't be hard to snap a piece off and put it in. I'd put it in something. I assume there are no radiation readings, right? We would have checked.
No, there probably are, because there probably are small radiation readings.
Yeah.
On every.
We have lead-lined specimen boxes for just such an occasion.
Yes. Oh, yes. You 5 and you 10. Your team is absolutely prepared for the gravity and the radiation, but I think there would be radiation readings from it.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get that specimen, and then I think as we continue on, Dr. Drozdov should probably check us all just to see if we've picked up any spare isotopes, or have we picked up any radiation.
Keeper, how hard is it to ping a little piece of this off with a rock hammer?
I don't think it's that hard. I mean, really, I think you've got the tools for it. Your mission is to collect samples.
All right.
So you're prepared for this, and you have lead-lined containers for these sorts of things. So go ahead. I don't know how big a piece you want. But go ahead and make a dexterity check while you are taking your sample, please.
Sounds fair. 30. Well, I'm rolling hot tonight, so that's almost a hard success. It's a regular success, certainly.
Okay, very
I
good.
think I'd like a chunk. If it's a meter and a half high or so, and it's irregularly, if I could
Delved and yeah.
lop off a piece that was, a foot long and several inches in diameter, say, with whatever natural cleavage. Yeah.
Fantastic. And you load it aboard the speedwell, and you store it where you're going to store all sorts of Mars rock samples that you're going to collect. Yes? And away you go. Okay. You've got an idea.
I'll drive speedwell, but I do ask the doctor to check us all out for radiation.
Okay, and I think that is likely standard operational procedure for the mission. And the doctor's going to check out the other 5 as well, as that happens.
And as we drive away, my headache goes even more away, from migraine to bad headache to just a mild headache now.
That's exactly correct. Yes, that is exactly correct.
I see the ibuprofen is kicking in. That's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Can't believe they let you carry some of that. It's been illegal for 12 years now.
Well, I have my own personal supply.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know why you didn't switch back to heroin and morphine, which is what was finally approved.
Oh, I have some of that before a headache.
The leeches are in the other vehicle.
Yes, they're they're under refrigeration at the moment, but to be revitalized for use.
Genetically enhanced.
Okay. All right. Now this is a several-day mission. This is an exciting first day. But you carry on, and you're making your way to the canyons. That night, or the next night, Svetnik, you're awakened in the middle of the night.
I am awake.
There's a red warning light in the cabin, in that sort of dormitory where everyone is asleep. There's a red warning light that indicates that the outer door is open. So that to get in and out of the speedwell is an airlock, of course. So there's a series of doors. And this red warning light indicates that the outer door is open.
The door is open. I get up and I walk over. There's like an airlock, I assume.
Yeah. And there's probably, it's probably not right there in the dormitory. There's probably like a hallway you have to go into and maybe descend to a ladder. But there are warning lights all throughout the ship to indicate that something might be wrong no matter where anybody is.
All right.
And I think it's night, so you're probably all asleep. And you're probably all sleeping in the same dormitory.
I'm gonna ping the captain or the colonel.
Yeah.
Ping, ping. Colonel, there's an intercom button you have to push.
Yes, what is it?
There's indicator lights that show that the outer door is open.
Has anybody gone outside?
I don't know. I haven't taken an inventory. Perhaps we should wake everybody up.
Yeah. Let's check the crew. What time is it?
25 o'clock.
What was it?
I said 25 o'clock. There's 25 hours in the day on Mars.
Yeah.
So midnight on Mars.
It's the middle of the night.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get a head count. Let's find out where everyone is. Did the speedwell catch up to the Mayflower, and are we camped in the same general area? All right.
Yes, yes, yes. Yep, everything according to procedure and everything according to plan.
Okay. Yeah, so let's do a head count in Speedwell. Is everyone present?
No. Pershing is not there.
And how about Pershing's suit?
Yeah, let's click our comms and I'll go like stick a helmet on and just click the comm so I can. Pershing, Lieutenant, where are you at? What's going on? Pershing, come in.
There's no response. And Mendoza, when you look at the rack where the suits are, Pershing's is missing.
Colonel, he seems to have suited up and gone out.
The Sojourner, did we have any way to track our suits from the ship in case any of us got separated on the surface?
That makes total sense to me.
But you need the communications officer to do that. And
well, I think I can figure out how this radio thing works.
And while the doctor's doing that, I'm going to call over on the regular comm board on Speedwell. I'm going to call over to the Mayflower, get that crew awake, and I am going to ask one of them to exit, to come over to the Speedwell to shut our outer door so we can start utilizing our airlock without compromising. If it, is a button working? Can I shut the door internally with a button?
Yes, you can. And what it looks like, Pershing left and didn't close the door behind him.
All right.
But Pershing has never shown any susceptibility like somnambulism to sleepwalking or.
No, he has nothing like that in his medical history. We screened for all this before the mission.
He certainly didn't seem unstable.
Never mentioned being born in a barn.
Well,
Do
Soldier.
we have external lights so we can try to get a visual?
I think so.
Yep. Turn on all the externals.
Did you still want somebody from the Mayflower to come over?
Well, I want the Mayflower to get that crew awake so we can all work in concert to do this, because we might need to split up and go looking for somebody.
So so they're up and
they're up and awake and helping to monitor.
Sojourn, this is the Speedwell. Come in.
Well, it's late down there. This is Sojourn.
We have a bit of a emergency. We have lost Lieutenant Pershing. He has seemed to have left with his suit in the middle of the night. We need you to give us a reading on his location.
It looks like he's about 100 meters north of you.
100 meters north. He's 100 meters north of us. He's not very far.
Okay.
And as you've turned the lights on and you're looking through the portholes, Svetnik, you see him.
I can see him over there.
He's just standing there. Now that's the direction of the chasms.
Right. Dr. Drozdov, can you pull up a monitor of his vitals on
What do you think this is? A science fiction film? No, we have to go out there and get him.
You mean we didn't install a vital thing like a wristwatch that can read your heartbeat and shit? All right. Well, let's go get him. I'm not gonna go get him. Somebody else.
I'll go. I'm gonna suit up and start my walk to go get him.
Colonel, respectfully, I don't think you should go alone.
I will go.
Oh, that makes sense, Doctor. Very good.
All right, come on, Doctor.
You two walk out there. It's an eerie landscape, lit up from the lights of the Speedwell and the Mayflower. And there's Pershing back to you. And you walk up to him and you're hailing him on the comm, and there's just no response at all. And you come around, I think you both sort of walk around him. We'll just say it's the same time, so you both get to make rolls. And he's standing there with his face shield completely retracted, open to the atmosphere.
What?
Oh my God.
And there's no face. There's no Pershing.
Well,
It's just Pershing's empty suit.
We have a major problem here.
Holy.
Pershing's moving a little bit. The suit's moving a little bit. Almost like a person standing there kind of just shifts weight from side to side. But when you look in the face, you look in the helmet, no face.
We grab his shoulder. We have to take him back aboard. Something is obscuring his visor. We cannot see him.
I grabbed the suit.
Okay. The suit, as you grab it, it kind of falls towards you. And the open helmet, right, almost like a big open mouth, sort of leans towards you so that you can look in it. And down it, there's something, this pulpy pink mass.
Oh.
And it's showing up. My helmet light and camera is catching all that. What the hell is that?
Something here. We have to get this back.
I'm going to try and grab the visor and see if I can pull it down.
I think as you pull it, I think the suit just falls towards you.
Okay.
And falls on top of you. And this pinkish mass thing starts to roll out of the suit towards you.
I'm going to throw it off to the side.
Sir, are you okay?
I think at this point you can go ahead and make a sanity roll at this point.
Yep, that's fair. 92. I failed.
Oh,
your cameras
11.
are your cameras are all screwy. I'm seeing, I don't know, it's glitchy.
Okay, wait. Okay, so Commander, did you make it?
11, yes, big time. Made it well.
Okay, but Drozdov, you failed.
I did not make it.
Okay, that's fantastic. You're going to lose 1d3 points, and you can roll that. And you're going to wake up, and you're going to wake up in your rack in the middle of the night aboard the Mayflower, screaming.
The Mayflower or the Sojourn?
Sojourn. No, neither. Speedwell. You're going to wake up.
Yeah.
You're going to wake up in your bed in the Speedwell, screaming, which wakes the rest of you four up.
What?
Pershing.
What?
I had a
Horrible dream.
Oh my goodness, that's the most vivid
Drozdov, what's going on?
dream
What's wrong?
I've ever had.
I'm going to check the outer door. Make
Or
sure it's...
am I the only one who had the dream?
You were the only one that had the dream. You're the only one that had the dream.
Oh, wait, I didn't have the dream?
You didn't have the dream. I wanted you to have the dream, but it unfolded in a different direction.
I see.
So
Dr. Drozdov, why are you screaming? What is wrong?
There's I had this dream that you woke us all up because the outer door was open.
I had this nightmare that you woke us all up.
Oh, well, that's a reality, I hope.
Do you
Hopefully
need
this is
something to
reality.
help you sleep? I can give you some heroin.
Oh, I mean, I have that all on my own too.
Okay.
No, it was so real.
Just to make you feel better, Doc, I'll run a diagnostics, make sure everything's locked down on the vessel here.
Well, it was you who had wandered outside the ship without your helmet.
Good
fixed.
God, that would not bode well for one.
Doctor, are you okay?
There's a lot of stress on us all. I'm sure that's just what caused him to have
Really?
a bad dream.
Yeah, very,
All right.
very excited. I'll take something. And
All right, good.
Let's we've only got a few more hours before we need to wake up, so try and get what rest you can, and then we have a long day ahead of us.
My apologies.
It's all good. Happens to all of us once in a while.
Yeah, and you've got several long days ahead of you. As you follow, you've landed here, and you're making your way up the chasm, and you're making good time, and you're doing the things that you need to do. You're collecting the different samples, right? You're taking the different readings. You're doing your jobs. I'm most interested in what the crew is doing about these strange crystals this crystal that you've discovered. And if you want to, and as you're doing the things that you're mandated to do, if you want to explore that as you go along.
Well, I've actually got a bit of a degree in chemistry. Can I analyze them and see what they're composed of?
Oh yeah, you absolutely can. And you don't need to make a roll because they're not like anything that you've seen before. It's strange chemical compounds that you haven't seen. There's no comparison on Earth. And there aren't any comparisons from any of the almost tons of samples that have been collected and I don't think anything has been brought back from Mars. I don't know.
No.
It's not, but it's completely, dare I use the word, alien.
Are we
So-
at least able to analyze elements? We just don't know the combinations of the elements?
I think there may be elements that you've never encountered before.
The morphology is very strange. I don't know what this is. It's not particularly hard though, right? Because he was able to chip off pieces of it.
Right. It is not particularly hard.
I wonder how quickly. When we first encountered it and saw it, did it look weathered at all? Or did it look like something that grew rather quickly and recently?
That's an excellent question.
There are, after all, frequent sandstorms on the
Right.
surface of Mars, which will wear a thing down.
It did look weathered.
Okay. So it
did look
could have
weathered.
been there for a long time.
Yep, could have been there for a long time.
But its structure is such that even though it's been softened, it was still so transparent.
Virtually transparent, yeah.
As a comms officer, I'd like to try running is it emitting any sort of frequency or vibrations that communications equipment could detect?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Some kind of really
Like a natural vibration.
it's this really I mean it's almost a sound. I mean if you with the right application of various equipment and science, you can pinpoint this really high end frequency that it's making or receiving or possessing.
This is fascinating. Doctors, look at this. I'm wondering if this is what was causing my terrible headache back there.
Keep talking.
This crystal you're causing your headache.
Well, look at this. Look at the frequency, the vibration it's emitting or receiving. It seems to be significant. It's readable on not one, but two.
Well, here. Let's come a little closer to it. Kind of
I wonder
lean down.
if
Does your head hurt more?
but I wonder if the frequency of its vibration is similar to the frequency of the synapses of the brain. transmitting, bioelectrical energy, that might cause your headache. Who knows?
But I mean, the sound is so quiet through the thin atmosphere and the suit. That's quite remarkable.
It's also remarkable, though, that no instruments noticed these things. It took human eyes on the scene. So there may be, I don't know if it's vibrational resonance, but there might be some, I speculate broadly, there's some resonance that is not shielded by our suits.
It could be that light itself is causing the vibration. Like, what is the element selenium that they use?
This is the Sojourn to Speedwell. Sojourn to Speedwell. Do you read me?
Oh, this is the this is Speedwell. We reread you over and out, or over.
It's Gordon on the comm. We're picking up a lot of meteorological activity coming planet ways. A lot more than anybody had warned us about. There's a significant storm coming that should probably cross the surface of Noah's Landing, coming from the southeast area. It's going to come, I think, right across your path. How deep into the chasms are you?
We are, and I relay our coordinates.
Are we still in the Eos Chasm? Have we made it to the Mariana Valley yet?
I think you're in the Eos Chasm.
Okay.
So
yeah, that would be, let me share my screen. That would be just perfect. If you're somewhere like in this area here, so you've got these high ridges to the that's to the south of you, these high ridges, and these high ridges here to the north of you.
But they're really spaced out, so there's a lot of room for the meteors to come in, right?
Here, it's fairly spaced out. Yes, yeah. I mean it's narrower, much narrower in here. It's narrower up here.
You could try to make that narrow chasm.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So
Can
let's.
Can we have a quick? Do you terminology? You say meteorological. You mean weather, correct? Dust storm.
No, that's probably right. No, I mean a meteor swarm.
Meteor showers. Okay.
Thank you.
So coming from
he means a
coming
meteor
from
shower.
outer space into the atmosphere.
Meteor shower. Yes.
Okay. Sojourn. Yeah. Are you in danger? Are you in the path?
No.
Okay.
We can orbit around to the far side of the planet and should be fine.
Okay.
But I don't know what this is going to do to you all.
All right. Yeah. So keep the Sojourn safe. If you need to, don't stay geosynchronous. Do a orbital, loop, and then return after the meteor shower if the Sojourn is in danger, if it's in the way. If it's not in danger, stay geosynchronous because we need your eyes. But I'm going to wake up or alert the Mayflower, and we're going to move ahead of schedule and get into that initial neck of the Marianas Valley where the tightness, the narrowness of that valley should protect us from the downfall of meteors. My assumption is that they're not coming from a 90-degree angle, and that if they have any kind of pitch to them at all, it'll strike a wall and shield us.
And Colonel, yes, if the storm's coming from the south, then we can hug that wall.
Yep.
And maybe get some interesting footage while being protected.
Any chance, Dr. Mendoza, that there could be large caves or anything that we could take shelter in as well?
I think that's on our mission docket to see whether there are any, but the main impression is that this channel is a relatively recent geological event. So if there were significant caves, they probably would have pre-existed this channel. and then be exposed. But
So
I'd
we'll
say
see.
it's not impossible. I'm not sure that I would suggest we move our vehicles into any cave we found before we explored it, though. So
Okay, this is just awesome. So the speedwell and the Mayflower kick it into high gear as the meteor shower begins. And it is significant. There are fist-sized chunks of meteor hitting the planet with force, and I think infrequently connecting with the rovers. So the one will bounce off the shell of the speedwell, one will bounce off the shell of the Mayflower. And you tear around as quickly as possible to get in the lee of that canyon, protected from the meteors. And excitement's running high. I don't know who's driving. Who's driving? Would you make some sort of a drive roll or a navigate roll or whatever you think is most appropriate?
That is a failure.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, the rest of you, the four of you, go ahead and make spot hidden rolls. As you're watching the sky.
regular success.
Just missed it.
I have missed it by a long shot.
Okay, Mendoza, the ridge that you've come around, it's high. It's a very high cliff. 300 feet high. It's very high. You see, and I think you can confirm it with your magnetic detector. You can see another growth of that strange crystal way up high. I mean, it's super hard to see, right? Because they're translucent, but you know what you're looking for now. So there is another one. And while a large meteor strikes the rear of the speedwell and knocks it sideways so that the rear end skids a bit, Svetnik, you do see a cave way up on the cliff wall. It's 300 feet high, so maybe 250 feet up. You had a regular success?
Yeah, regular.
You see a cave. There's like a cave mouth there that's fairly large and
But not something that we could drive into.
No, you couldn't drive into it.
Okay. But it's a pentagon shaped.
Yes.
Pentagon.
Pentagon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. With a point at the top.
Right. So as soon as the skidding stops and we all catch our breaths and calm down.
Damage reports, of course.
That was scary. Dr. Mendoza, look there on the cliff. There's a fairly large tunnel, but or cave entrance, but it looks rather regular, don't you think?
That is so irregular. That would have to be crystalline, maybe something that eroded. The crystal cactus, is that down in the valley with us, or is it at the top of that cliff above the cave?
Above the cave. Not directly above it, but it's on that ridge up above.
It's on that ridge.
That seems. I understand. Sometimes crystals grow, the Devil's Causeway and things like that, and it just looks like it's. Shall we say not
laser cut into the mountainside?
Right. Like something from Star Trek.
It might just have that look from this perspective. We're in the bottom of the valley.
That's true.
Looking up, it most likely has a whole other design when you look at it level. Why don't we that's not too far for a drone to fly, right? We
No.
still could, so why don't we send let's send one drone to kind of hover up there. Plus, it may not be a cave. It could just be an outcropping or just a shallow, so let's see what there is to see. So let's Pershing, if you would do the honors, if you would man that drone and send that up there.
Hopefully poor Mo does not get struck by debris.
Send Curly.
Is the meteor shower still happening?
Yes, it's continuing.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, we should
wait.
Yeah, let's wait. And have both vehicles, Speedwell and Mayflower, made it into the lee?
They have made it into the lee, and Gray, the pilot, is calling from the Mayflower. Captain, it looks like you took a significant hit to the rear.
Yeah. It's been some time since I've been behind the stick, and I just wasn't quite prepared for that.
Is that sixth wheel operational?
You know what? Now that we're in the lee, I will go out and inspect it.
Okay, so the lee does protect you from the meteor storm, which does not seem to be abating.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to go out with the captain?
Oh, yeah, I'm adept at electrical and mechanical repairs, so I'll definitely go.
Okay. So so there's maybe 3 or 4 wheels on each side of this thing, and the wheels are bigger than you are, and one of the wheels has been broken by a meteor.
Okay.
So the integrity of the buggy isn't compromised, but its mobility is. But you with time could repair it.
Is there a so there's redundancy in all this, right? So is there a way to pull the broken wheel off and have a other wheel put on and then just carry the broken one for repairs later?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So we'll start doing that. We'll start replacing that wheel and do that while we wait, at least for a little while, for the does the Sojourn is it able to provide a timetable on when the meteor shower will let up or stop?
When you hail them, there's no response.
Could the lee of the canyon be blocking the signal?
Could be. Could we piggyback a signal through one of the drones and send a drone up to maybe try and get a better signal?
Perhaps.
They're probably on the other side of the planet, didn't you say?
Only if they were in danger, but it didn't seem like they were going to be in danger. Yeah, so let's send a drone up to try and piggyback a signal.
Okay. So again, then you're just going to stay in the lee of this canyon as the drone goes up.
So our signal should hopefully go up to the drone, and then from the drone it can go out to Sojourn.
Yeah.
And if we're going to lose a lot of hours waiting for the storm to pass, and you do not need more hands on the wheel repair, then I might take advantage of the downtime to make my way up to see if that opening in the cliff wall is interesting.
Be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I would stay under outcroppings and on the flat whenever possible.
I'll go with you. I've got chemistry, and
if the either of you two are hit by a meteor, make sure to scream very loud so we can come and get you.
Okay.
I guarantee it. Well, if I still have anything to scream with.
It's only one of 10,000 things that can kill us on this planet.
Okay.
Our chances are good.
Okay, the meteor shower continues, and Mendoza and Svetnik leave the ship and start making their way up the side of the canyon wall, which is difficult but not impossible. You can find ways up, right? You're able-bodied astral persons.
And we are light here.
Yes. About 200 feet up. And you get up to it, and well, you notice a whole bunch of things as you sort of get up on the lip of it. This cave is big, 20 feet in diameter, 25. It's massive. It is 5-sided. So there's a floor, and then it goes up to a peak. It's dark inside, right? But you've got helmets with lights on them and whatnot. So they are very smooth floor and walls that descend into the canyon. The floor is tiled, and around outside of the cave mouth, in the cliff face, all around it, there are smaller holes that are about 2.5 to 3 feet in diameter, that are not near this central 5-sided hole. They're pockmarked all around it.
You said that the floor is tiled only?
Floor is tiled.
Is it tiled in pentagonal form?
Yes, of course it is. But not symmetric. So it's this almost jarring pattern of this large, worn tile.
Of course, I've pinged Wu. Well, I can't reach Wu. We're not in touch with the Sojourn.
Captain Grant,
Yeah,
you're not going to believe what we've discovered.
Yeah, you guys need to share video when work allows it. But we've found something deeply anomalous. Keeper, you said that the large tunnel, you said it went down into the valley, but do you mean it goes down from the valley into the cliff face, or do you mean it's upwards once we enter it in the cave?
No, it descends. So you sort of scamper up the side of the canyon, right, to the hole, and then the hole descends into the mountain, or it descends into the the interior of the ridge. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Colonel. Unless you have countervailing orders, I think that Dr. Svetnik and I are going to continue down this as long as we can see where we're going and maintain contact.
Why don't you hold position and wait for us? We're gonna come up there and catch up, because this seems like it might be
the discovery of
daunting
a lifetime.
Yes.
Discovery of all of
we
humanity.
have so much to document right here. We can easily.
Yeah. So we're gonna let's put together a full exploring team. So I'm gonna have to request that Reachmore and Gray,
the pilot,
and the biologist. I'm going to ask Reachmore and Gray to stay with the vehicles, stay with Speedwell and Mayflower.
Okay.
And they're going to continually work on trying to get in contact with sojourn. They are also going to have Curly at their disposal. Mo and Larry are going to come with the rest of the team as we ascend, and we'll take a portable unit to control the drones. 2 of them, 1 for each drone. And so let's. The rest of the team is going to climb and catch up to Svetnik and Nacho, and we'll begin as a full expedition to go in. This is wow, clearly something that warrants redirecting our planned mission. But that's what we do. We're professionals, and while we have a plan, you have to know when opportunity is knocking and answer that door. So we're going to adjust and do this portion of the exploration and see what we can find out from this. This is uncanny. This is unreal. What could possibly be going on? Boy, I hope Gordon, the anthropologist, doesn't hear about this. I promised to take pictures. So,
Okay, so
right.
so that I'm clear, Pershing, you, Drozdov, Lewis, Gonzalez, and Westerberg are all scaling up the canyon walls to catch up with Svetnik and Mendoza.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. And Mo and Larry are coming with us too.
And
Mo and Larry are coming with you too.
And while they are climbing up, I would like very much to look at the walls where these holes are and see if they have any regular sort of pattern to them or.
Okay, the holes are on the exterior of the canyon wall. So they're not actually in the tunnel. They're outside of it.
Okay, so the tunnel itself though is smooth?
The walls and the floor are. Yes. The floor is tiled, and the walls seem decorated, Svetnik, with carvings. It's almost irresistible, like the lure of the unknown, as you start to see these large carvings on both sides of the wall. These strange pictograph cartouches. There are all these sort of just strange symbols and circles and dot patterns and patterns throughout, and parts of them are painted. The paint is weathered and faded, but clearly parts of it are decorated in pigment.
Damn.
The smaller holes outside of that 5 shaded, the big opening, the smaller holes, those are much harder to get to. So those you could scale to, and this is for any of the team that is approaching and seeing them. You know what? I'm going to make everybody else who's climbing up the wall give me a spot hidden roll, if you would. Maybe not necessarily you 2 guys that are inside. I forgot this. You're inside. There was enough to do.
43 is the pass.
Made a hard pass here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So the holes are just in this, kind of anywhere, right? In this scattershot pattern. There's a lot of them, right? Between 50 and 100 of these holes. But what you notice is more of those strange crystal growths. So further along atop the canyon wall, you see another one of those crystal growths. And I don't know if the meteor storm is aiding in it or what, but across the chasm, Pershing, you notice another one on the far wall, on the far canyon, atop the far.
Another huge pentagonal cave.
Yes. You notice another cave across the chasm.
My God, look, there's another one right across. Dear Lord.
Okay, I did not have time to pretty these cartouches up, so prepare yourselves for sketchbook drawings. But this pattern is across here. Let me see if I can help this out for you. Let me hide the floating patterns. Let me zoom in a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so they, let me hide this as well. So they run along, it's almost like, I mean, I've done it kind of like a comic strip, but they run down both sides of this long hall. And this is just samples of them. But it begins here and runs this way. And this is what I wanted to send you all in an email so you could kind of pore over it.
I'm loving this. Fascinating.
And I will share this for as long as you would like. Then it runs along here, and I'm just slowly moving my cursor kind of in the direction as you descend down the tunnel.
Wow.
What?
Oh my god.
World are
Well,
we
clearly there's cosmological data, astronomical data, historical data. Those figures remind me of ancient Sumerian god figures.
Yes, kind of with the wings and the. But are they showing us a connection between two different planets?
Oh, good lord, they are, and it's Earth and Mars, because
Yeah.
earlier up the way, they had them sequentially colored.
Yeah, the red planet and the blue planet.
I guess that whatever creatures made these considered Pluto a planet, because that's definitely the Pluto ellipse crossing
Mhm.
this plane.
We're going to have to change everything then. If aliens think that Pluto's a planet, it must be a planet.
And in 2032, the debate still rages where Pluto is and Pluto isn't.
It's as small as the moon. It's not a planet.
That's
It's not
no.
orbiting anything
What do
but Pluto.
spacefaring aliens know?
They certainly are obsessed with the number 5. Gracious.
What is that all over the Martian surface? Looks like a net.
Yeah, I think the aliens are carrying or moving, or I mean, we're reading this quite
Did they move the
anthropomorphically.
planet?
Or
And
they put
this-
some sort of defensive network around it.
This cave we're in looks like it's in that valley.
And then
Yeah.
what is the purple ones and the yellow ones? Was there a war?
And what do they have to do with Earth? What
It's
is Earth?
very strange.
Earth looks like it's sweating.
Well, look, there's another planet. Look at the one with the 5 moons.
Yeah.
They're entering kind of a tunnel like ours, that pentagon shape, and they're emerging from a different one towards Mars, perhaps. They're
Those
journeying.
almost look like some kind of doorways. Like
Gates?
like they might
Wormholes?
move through one and exit out the other.
Their method of a interstellar travel.
It will take teams of scientists to come here and unravel all of this.
This is.
And let me just point out a couple things that there are. You're all intelligent. All these little chicken scratch dots you suspect are some sort of writing.
Right.
Okay, and I just want to point that out, that they're sort of all over the place. These might be more designs, but there are sort of this writing it all seems to be in
5.
dot patterns There's not always 5 dots. Sometimes there's 2, 3, 4 dots, but there's almost always a distinctive, a place where 5 could be grouped, if you're following me.
Mm-hmm. Very, very strange.
It's fascinating. Yeah, taking pictures, of course, of all of this.
Yeah. You know, the drones are recording video. I mean, just everything's going on here.
In the one that looked like a city earlier, there are these sort of figures that seem to have eyes.
Yes.
Big long arms or tentacles or something.
Amorphous sort of creatures.
If you look at the top, at the very the first ones in the tunnel, once again, there's the planet with the 5 moons, and they're traveling from one solar system with one planet through the doorways to our solar system.
Yeah.
Right. Very interesting.
And then they seem to follow Western tradition and consider the bottom of the Earth the South Pole.
Like
And
there's
make
some
it
sort of
dry.
fortress down there,
Yeah.
On the
which is insane. I spent almost 2 years living at McMurdo Station training for this mission. This is...
I did some mapping down there as well. Yeah, I didn't run across any skyscrapers.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Insane it is. I think this probably should provoke a sanity roll from everybody
Yeah.
viewing this.
well,
Ooh.
once again, my historic luck with sanity has continued, and I have failed.
Yeah. Fail here too.
But doesn't it seem unusual that you suddenly go crazy and you murder us all?
I don't think it would be that steep, this slow realization that whatever that might have foretold. So
Right.
let's just say a 1d4. So I don't think there's any chance that anybody's going to snap. And I think if you made it, that you probably should roll. I mean, it's a one shot. It's not going to make a difference. But you should probably roll 1 or 2 points.
All right. Lost 3.
Lose. Yeah. Lose 1 or 2 if you made it. And then 1 to 4.
In a change of fate, I've only rolled 1 on my 1d4.
This is going to be information that has to be handled delicately, because now we are proving that the aliens exist
The
and that
politics
they
of this are
visited
gonna,
the Earth.
You know, it's a good thing that the Scientologists gave us $6.5 billion for this, because they're going to love it.
So these cave paintings and cartouches and stuff, is this still fairly shallow into the cave? Can we see the back of the cave? Does it
You
keep
can.
going?
You
Okay.
can. The cave just ends. And it ends in a 5-pointed frame. Almost like a doorway, but there's just wall behind it. The door, the frame is covered in groups of those strange crystal growths at all of the joints, wherever a 2-piece connects. So there's 5 groups of these different things, and then there's that strange 5-point alphabet language written all over, like the bottom post.
This is just like what's in the cartouches over there.
Okay, and the frame is vertical up against the back wall, right? Not on the floor.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And it's in the center of the wall. So I think you can just barely reach up and touch the bottom of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we
Are
can't-
there loose stones in here?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to bounce one off the wall inside the frame.
And it responds as you suspect or hoped that it would. It bounces off the wall.
All right. So maybe these things are inactive if we read these hieroglyphs correctly.
Like
Which
I
is
say, they'll
probably
have to
good
send
news.
entire teams of scientists to study this.
I thought Wu was going to be pissed, but man, Gordon's going to really go on a killing
Yeah,
spree when we
seriously.
get back to Sojourn.
I'm totally gonna be eating my words back for Gordon. Oh man, I should have brought him. So the frame is not at ground level. It's centered on the wall, and we can just reach up and touch it. And the frame is decorated with some of their alphabet that we've seen. So can I compare some of the alphabet that may have been depicted on one of the portions that talked about, transportation to Earth, what we believe is Earth? And is there a way to, like, reach up and touch those cartouches and see if that does anything in the order that it's written? I want to see if I can touch those and then throw that rock again and see if that does anything.
Okay. Brilliant. Yes, you can do that. How long it takes you to do that is interesting. So go ahead and give me an intelligence roll, I think, as you're figuring this out. But I think it's yes.
Oh, me not so smart. Let's see what happens. Oh, hey, standard success, and I'm only I'm 9 points away from a hard. If I need to make it a hard success, I would spend the luck for that. But standard so far.
No, okay. No, you think that you have figured out that there is certain patterns that represent some of the different painted spheres that were on the wall, which you are interpreting as the different planets. That there are combinations of letters, let's call them, that signify different places. And there are, there might be, you think there is a way, it's almost like some kind of a weird keypad that has maybe little crystal in the in slight little depressions that you think maybe could be operational into some sort of like a keypad, but you have no idea how to turn it on. And there's no, like, maybe you can just barely reach up there, but there's nothing happens when you're trying to manipulate them. What happens next is a frantic call from the radio to you, Captain, from Gordon. Commander!
Gordon, hey, this is Grant. I read you.
Whatever drone you left us, Curly. We got Curly up in the air and we've made contact with Sojourn. It's not good, Captain. They say that there is a huge meteor headed towards the planet.
Oh, wow. Listen, okay.
With they didn't see it before because it was hidden deep within the meteor storm, but it's as big as one of Mars's moons.
All right. Yeah,
and it seems to be headed directly for Noah's Landing.
Okay. Yep. Nope. Got it. Clear. All right. All right, team, saddle up. We are leaving. We're actually cutting this short. We're heading back to Bottle Rocket. We are going to lift off and head back to Sojourn. There is a
that's like 3 days away.
There's a catastrophic event coming, and we've got to get moving.
Is it Team Hustle?
You heard me, people. Let's go.
Yep,
assholes and elbows.
Sir, yes, sir.
It is the Bottle Rocket is 3 or 4 days away.
We're gonna. I mean, this is an inhospitable planet. We can't be. Who knows what kind of destructive geological forces are going to be erupting when that thing strikes.
Yeah, I'm doing some quick math here, and even if that is moving slowly and hits a glancing blow, we're looking at what would be an extinction event on Earth.
We have, we don't have any other choices. And if Bottle Rocket is destroyed, we're screwed. So we need to make our way post haste.
If we could find some way to activate this portal, we could apparently go directly to Earth. But let's go try to get to the bottle rocket before it. Did Sojourn say when it was going to hit?
Gordon says we lost contact with it.
How do you lose contact with a gigantic rock the size of a moon?
Oh no, it's a one shot. 4 hours.
Oh,
it's going to make contact
we're
with
dead.
the surface in 4 hours.
All right. Okay. I thought we had more time.
Well, I'm looking at the clock. It's a one shot.
If we bring blind people on board this that couldn't see a rock that size.
Yes, we're diversifying our crew. So yeah, we brought some blind people. You know what? Let's find a way to get this gate turned on. Let's see if these pictograms are true. I won't hold anybody back if you feel like you, for whatever reasons, need to escape, but doesn't sound like we have enough time. I'm with the doctor. Let's see if we can turn this on.
I'd suggest that you call Gray and Reachman up.
Oh yeah. Reachmore, yeah. Let's have Gray and Reachmore begin their ascent to join us.
There's a cave. It looks like an identical cave to this right across, right over there. Should they try seeing if they could secure a portal there? If one might be there. It's the same unnatural structure. If this one's broken, maybe we got the wrong cave. Maybe that one works.
Yeah. So let's do that. We'll send Wu and Reachmore to the other cave. And is it fairly level? Will the lines of communications be line of sight between each other?
I wonder if the two caves were once together and that the canyon is.
That's my impression, geologically speaking, that or not pushed them apart, but gouged a hole through them. So if Gray and Reachmore, I think again, they should be given the option, since they'll be scaling the wall that's more likely to get meteor hit. But given that we're all otherwise going to be vaporized,
and you know what, these crystals, they seem to have been reactive or carrying some kind of sound waves. Let's Pershing, play with the communication, see if there's a wavelength that might energize the
or maybe newer crystals are more energetic than older crystals. Maybe if we take our sample and we try to exchange something in this machinery, if there is machinery, maybe we can give it a new power source.
Gray can carry our sample crystal.
Well, they're gonna go to the other cave.
But they can take it there.
Sure. They're on their way. I mean, they'll drive over. They're hustling. Yeah, you've explained the situation to them, and
let's try some sound frequencies and see if squelching the radio might get that to start vibrating and kind of turn on.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. So Pershing is spending his time doing that. Not having great results. The meteor storms, it's still heavy, right? The four of you, or there's a whole team of you. I mean, you're just sort of kind of trying all these different things and reading the cartouches and trying to figure out what might happen if there's some way to sort of turn this on, as you were talking about. And Westerbrook says, what are these smaller little holes that are peppered all around the outside of this cave?
I don't know.
Let's go and have a look down one of them, or two.
Yeah, I mean, they're about 2 feet in diameter. How deep are they?
Maybe 3 feet diameter, and it's hard to tell. So you can make your way gingerly across the cliff face to the closest one. Is this Captain? Are you doing this?
Yeah.
I'd like to get involved.
And you can shine your light down there, and it's just sort of a straight shoot that goes for as far as your beam can see.
How about crystalline growth in them?
Nothing. Smooth. Just
No
smooth.
tile.
No tile, no nothing.
What angle
Just
down?
smooth. Pardon?
What angle are they? Like 30 degrees or?
No, maybe just off 90 degrees. I mean, you could crawl in it if you wanted to.
I'm gonna put a piton. I'm sure we've got ropes and things. I want to put a piton in the wall and secure a rope, and I'm gonna start crawling in.
And I'd like to suggest, Captain, Colonel, let's get a drone to face this wall and try to map these holes onto a pattern of dots on the cartouche. Maybe we put a crystal in each of these or something, and
That's a good call.
repeat a pattern.
Yep. So, yeah, lead that. You do that while I check and see how deep this goes.
I'm going to try and decipher some of the cartouche.
That's all awesome. What would you roll to decipher the cartouche? You have archaeology or
How about intelligence? I don't know.
Yeah, why don't we do intelligence? And Mendoza, you know what, everybody else can make an intelligent roll, since you're all sort of spending your time looking at the wall while the commander is
I have a 75 in intelligence and I rolled 81.
Well, fortunately, I have my 85 intelligence and I have rolled a 12, so that is an extreme success.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So this is a perfect example of parallel editing, because our commander is crawling into the tunnel, and he's crawling and he's crawling and he's crawling, and Drozdov is looking at the different things, and he's looking at the different little symbols that you suspect are these yellow, faded yellow symbols that you think might be the inhabitants of these tunnels. Yes, the builders and the ones that are sort of floating around the different planets and from that other different speckled planet that you found. And as you get to the end of the tunnel, Commander, it does indeed end just abruptly, which it first looks like this looks like it's just kind of a cave-in down at the bottom of it. It looks like what has been a smooth bore all the way down just ends in almost like a pile of rubble, but it's a weird pile of rubble because it's not distinct into different rocks or anything. It's just this sort of mass of something. Which I'm sure you're going to explore.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm an explorer.
And poke at, right?
Yep.
You know, and think that wait, this, well, I don't know what this is. It's not rock, it's more like shell. And Drozdov, as you're reading this, you see that, okay, yes, you're right. These things are gates, you think. And that these creatures have used these gates to move around both this planet and this solar system and maybe other solar systems. And they make their homes, they bore tunnels and sleep in the chutes next to the gates.
So we have a problem. These giant squiggly things with the eyes that are the builders, they seem to be making little burrows to the sides of the gate. Colonel, where are you?
Yeah, I'm deep in one of the holes. I'm going to try and take a sample. There's something down here.
And when you do poke at this shell-like thing, Commander, it moves. The whole thing kind of rotates. And then I think this big sort of spongy mass comes up from around the corner, and it's as big as your chest. It's this five-pointed, almost starfish kind of thing, and eyes open on the end of it. staring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think you probably should make a sanity roll.
I think I should too. That was startling. Success.
We are your friends. Help us open the gate.
Okay.
Activate the
Guess what? You
weapon.
don't lose any sanity. Yeah, you lose a point. We'll take a point of sanity off. What are you going to do?
I'm going to start backing up. Trying to start getting it because it's still fairly level, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna start backing up. I don't think I can turn around.
I don't think you're big. Yeah, it's
I
too
went head
tight.
first. There's not enough room to turn around. So I'm just gonna start pushing back, backing away from it, sliding back, and going, that's nice. That's nice. Hello, friends. I am friends. I'm just kind of talking to myself, talking to my companions. It's not really an atmosphere, so it's not like it would hear me if I even had external speakers. So I'm just like, friends, and I start backing my way out. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. It's looking at me. It's looking at me. I'm coming out, and I'm
When
backing
you're
up.
out. Yes.
You
And you're
found
out.
one of the boulders.
Say that again.
You
Wait,
found one of
hang
the
on.
builders in the
I
tunnel?
can. She'll be okay.
Yeah, there's something in here. I found one of the builders, and I start backing out.
What are you talking about, Colonel?
There's something in here.
Like, so you found more crystals, or
I found a creature. Is it following me? Is it coming out
No.
towards me?
an
No.
alien, a creature?
No, it's not. It's not. Now you're out near the. Now you've climbed out, right?
Okay.
And is any of the other team out by the lip of
That's about where I was trying
Yeah,
to organize
Nacho.
the drone to take the over scan.
Okay. You can see the huge meteor coming.
Oh, jeez.
You can see it filling the sky.
We have very little time.
You have very little time. And what the hell? We'll just go with it. It's getting closer and closer. And I guess, fellas, this is it, right? You're looking at this and you think, well, this, and I mean, it's getting as close as Mars's moons are.
Pershing.
Yes, sir.
Can you make an external audible sound with your equipment?
Certainly. What decibel or?
Something high frequency. Make it noisy. Make it irritating, and point it down this hole, the one that I just crawled in.
Right away, sir.
And make it noisy. Startle that thing. Get it out of here.
All right.
Wake it up.
All right, so I start emitting sounds.
Okay.
Vary it. Warble it. Make it annoying.
Sure. Go ahead and make a communications roll, or like a science com roll.
You got it. Here we go.
Frequency.
Gentlemen, we're all about to die. We need to.
8.
Okay, so you don't see this thing, but you have narrowed down and amplified the specific frequency that these crystals are emitting and receiving. And when you do that, a whole bunch of things happen. The thing in the tunnel comes flying out of the tunnel. I mean, just flying out of the tunnel. And you get to make a sanity check.
Oh no, not good. 81. That's a fail.
Okay, 1d6 of sanity loss as this star-shaped thing with sort of like this 5-pointed fungal head and these long 5 streaming tentacles and 5 wings that are around it. So it's in this real like loud, fluttering, frantic pattern comes popping out of the hole. How many points did you lose, Pershing?
5.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so first let's see if you can make your intelligence check.
Oh God, why did I have to have a 70 intelligence? Wait a minute, where's my Missing my. Oh, here it is. Oh, cool! I failed my intelligence. 83 out of 70.
It must be some trick of the, I don't know what it is, but you don't go temporarily insane. You hang on to control of the character for a moment, but at the same time, okay, the meteor that's coming quickly, right? And you were all thinking, well, this is it, we're dead, stops. It just stops. And there's this quick flash of sort of this white grid work that's preventing it from striking the surface. And when it stops, and there's this quick flash of light. Now remember, there's a whole lot of other meteors coming as well. There's this incredibly loud noise that I don't know if you would hear it. You can't tell how loud it is because of the low atmosphere on Mars, but you all can hear this noise, this like chirping, piping noise. Immediately followed by all sorts of these things shooting out of holes. So all around the cave mouth, creatures come flying out. Boom, 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 boom. The air is full of them.
We all see this, right?
Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
The whole team sees it.
You're probably all making sanity rolls at this point.
Should we all do sanity?
Yeah, I'll do sanity for this mass.
All right, fail.
Well,
1d6. Good.
If I hadn't lost other sanity, I would have passed, but I lost it, so now I lost this as well. 5 points.
Ooh.
Oh, make your intelligence check.
That's a
Is
pass.
it passed?
That is
So
a
you
pass.
understand the unnatural horror that's going on. Go temporarily insane, and we can roll on our abbreviated hardcore list. Roll a d6.
4.
Oh, you faint. You faint and drop like a stone, and I don't think you were anywhere near the edge of falling off the cliff. So I
And
think,
how much sanity is lost for people who were successful in their sand roll?
let's say 1 to 2. 1 to 2 points.
Okay.
I rush over to help Dr. Drozkov.
I've that pushes me to 20% sand loss from the beginning of the day. That I started at 50. I'm at 40 now.
So that's temporary insanity, yes?
Yep.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for us.
Oh, great. 3.
Oh, it says kill every last motherfucker in the room.
Oh no, and I stipulated that I have my Desert Eagle 50 cal on me.
What?
Yes.
You brought a gun? You brought a gun in space?
But is inside suit?
Oh yeah, that's right. It would be it would be useless here.
Well, unzip your suit and get it.
Would I?
I'm sure that you would have some way to access it.
You're insane. You unzip your suit to get it, and you die, and we're saved.
Okay,
2032?
so say again.
Oh, so what would I do that? Would there be a mechanism to use it externally, or
Or would you just jump on the nearest innocent person? Or jump on the nearest flying thing that you, or try to. I don't know.
You know what? It's entirely up to you.
I'll
Version.
go after the creature because it's so crazy. Ah!
No, that's better than like, here, take this, take him instead of me.
So I'll
Okay,
take a rock and try to smash it. Ah!
fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. Go ahead and make your basic. So one of these creatures that's flying near you. Think of all these props. Go ahead and strike
Brawl?
at it.
Oh yeah, here comes my brawl. Ooh, nice. 17 out of 50. That's a hard. Rock, man.
Well, this thing tears at you with its tentacles, trying to rend you to bits. And you have a hard success. It only has a success, so you actually hit it. Yeah, you hit it and you damage
rock,
it. Oh.
Rock damage. Is that a 1d3?
Sure. Yeah. 1d3.
All right. There's 1 point.
Oh, just enough to annoy it. I don't even think it's enough to get past its armor. It's got to have armor.
The rock breaks.
Yeah. Yes. You have drawn its attention. It's just so much that happens all of a sudden because this thing is going to try to rend you apart, Pershing. But the rest of you, your eyes are drawn to this rock that's hanging in the air, right, which is just suspended, not going to impact Mars. When you see something come swimming out from behind it, which is the best way to put it, this long worm-like metallic object that must be massive comes swimming out from behind it into view. And as it sort of passes over the surface, it emits this sort of cloud of what looks like white puffy stuff that slowly descends towards the surface. And then you all see this, and then it swims over to one of the other moons that's orbiting around Mars, and starts to slowly wrap itself around it. So this thing is huge. And it just sort of wraps it up like a snake would wrap up a mouse. And these things that are falling towards the surface are, as they disperse and they get closer, there's hundreds of them too. It's not a puffy cloud. They're individual creatures with wings that are descending towards the surface. And all of the other creatures, these are kind of like these pink, they've got a multitude of wings overhead. They look almost like milkweed seeds with stingers, with this multitude of wings overhead and these large stingers. And anyways, the other creatures that you dislodged from the chutes are flying up to engage with them.
Oh my God.
I'm
And the
guessing
one
this
creature,
is a sand check to see all these massive things descend.
And the giant metal snake and
Yeah, I told you it's Fast and Furious. Yeah, sand checks all the way around.
well, now I failed because my sand's gone down enough.
Oh, yeah. and-
1 point if you succeed, 1d6 if you lose.
All right.
Ooh, fortunately,
We're all having a psychotic break now.
How's everybody doing? Do we have any temporary insanities?
Still okay.
I passed my. I think I'm going to faint again.
And that
Oh, wait.
pushed-
Oh, you're still fainted.
I fainted. I missed it.
You miss it.
I missed out on the fun.
yeah, and that pushes me to 5 lost. Because I've
So Mendoza, do we need to check to make an intelligence check?
Yes. And I'm smart and normal success, so I'll roll a 1d6, and that's a 4. I believe I recall that means. But I was outside the cave
Oh, no.
organizing the drone, so there's a significant chance that I'm going to fall.
I think if you succeed with a luck roll, you won't.
Having not spent any luck, Having started with 50 luck, I rolled 52.
Nacho!
No.
Only my third failed roll all night.
Oh man, it's
Not
like
your
200
fault.
feet.
But I'm very late.
Your 90-pound bag of cement still weighs.
But you still have mass,
So
right?
it's the
Okay, let's just
ground.
I'll be kind, and I'll say 3d6. You take 3d6 points of damage. So there's a chance you'll be okay at the bottom of the chasm.
Yeah, I have 10, and I rolled a 5, and a 1, and a 2. 8 points out of my 10.
Oh
So you
gosh.
have a major wound and you're lying at the bottom of the cliff. Meanwhile, the creature that came out of the chasm is going to try to tear Pershing into pieces. So Pershing, you can brawl or try to dodge this creature.
Oh, I've lost my sanity, so I'm not dodging. I'm just fighting it back. Ah, you killed Nacho. Ah,
Please make a brawl roll.
ah. Oh no, it fails me. 76 out of 50. Yeah, 76 out of fail.
Boy, I hate to do this to you because I generally it grabs you with its tentacles, it picks you up in the air, and it tries to tear you apart. And I'll let you roll your damage.
Oh
It's
god.
3d6 damage.
Oh geez. Oh, 5, and 5 is 10, and I have 10. Ah!
All right, it's late. Pershing's rent to bits. Mendoza is lying at the bottom of the cliff. There's this huge aerial combat going on. This long worm-like creature is constricting and squeezing one of the moons. And all of the crystals all around you, from all of this activity and from that weird sort of sound that you keep hearing, like this, this kind of warning sound that keeps flashing in your head. Tekalili, Tekalili. Yes, that keeps repeating. Tekalili. All of these crystals light up. All of them. They all light up in this sort of bluish luminant color.
I want to see if I can activate the gate to turn on for using the alphabet that we think is for Earth. I want to try and enter in that coordinate.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can do that. I think, and when you do that, that cave wall in the back maybe shimmers and turns sort of this bluish haze. You can't see through it, but it's not the back of the cave wall anymore. It's just like kind of this bluish haze.
All right, I want to take a run, and with Mars's lower gravity, try and do a jump and go through it.
Okay. Here you've left the scene. Svetnik, Drozdov, what do you two want to do?
Well, I'm trying to wake up
Oh.
Drozdov.
Oh, what is
He's awake. He's
all
awake.
those things in the air? Is it another dream?
It's insanity. Aliens. Actually, I guess they're not there. We're the aliens.
Well,
Captain, Colonel Grant has just jumped through the gate.
well,
Hopefully, it didn't manifest itself 200 feet above the ground over Antarctica. But
where is Pershing? Where is Mendoza?
Pershing has been destroyed by one of those things, and Nacho has fallen off the cliff. I don't know if he's alive or dead, but my
I'm not going
suggestion
out there
is-
to get him. Let's go.
what's your? It's 200 feet down. There's monsters everywhere.
I know. We're not going out there after Mendoza. We have
Oh,
to
okay.
get
Yes,
out of
I
here.
agree with
I'm
that.
saying we got to go.
Screw Mendoza. Every doctor for himself. Let's. I don't know. Do we want to take a chance and
Well-
jump through the gate?
Once the commander jumps through the gate sort of winks out and turns back to the stone wall.
Oh, shiza.
But the crystals are all still lit up. Everything everything is still lit up.
Hit the earth dots again. Hit the earth dots.
Okay. EATH.
No,
Boy,
no,
spelled it wrong.
that's not how
Whoa.
language works. Not everything translates into English letters and spells out English words. You've been watching too much television. Hit this symbol is Earth. Hit the Earth symbol.
All right, the Earth symbol.
Mendoza, you're laying at the bottom of the chasm, just a crumpled shell, and you're sort of looking up into the sky. We're all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Well, you're looking at this moon that's being constricted by this long worm-like thing.
Yeah. Is this a moon? Is this something else?
It's one of the moons. It's orbiting and it's being constricted, and
We called it Phobos, but what is it?
it suddenly bursts. It's shattered from the constriction, and huge, but not as big as it itself, of course, but big pieces of the moon now fly out in all sorts of directions. And now they're causing serious damage to the surface of Mars. I mean, wrecking canyon walls and...
Is the white web gone?
White web doesn't seem to be stopping these smaller pieces
Just big
of
ones.
rock. But just
I see my childhood cat, white and black. Her sweet
All right.
face, as she laps at my cheek.
I think maybe before you lose consciousness, I don't know, you do see the rocks disperse out everywhere, and they probably should destroy the Sojourn. So you can see the Sojourn coming back into orbit just in time to get blasted by these rocks from the moon that are going out everywhere. And then the only real question left is what happens to Svetnik and Drozdov.
We're going to try to jump through the gate, same as Captain. What other choice do we have?
They none. So
we have to go back to the Earth and tell them all that we wrecked Mars.
We didn't do it. It was those things out there in the air.
Yeah, but we started it all. We popped a piece of crystal off.
Nope. So it's what is it? It's okay. So it's what it's been 3.5 hours, I think. It works. You activate the gate. The two of you jump through, and with the captain, I won't put you 300 feet above Antarctica, but the three of you are standing on a snowy, barren plain.
Oh, so warm compared to Mars.
The end.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Holy smoke. So was it a previous colony of elder things? And were they the polyps that were showing up to attack?
They are Migo from Pluto. So
Nice.
the whole thing is
Pluto passing and sending the moon things at. Oh,
yeah. So the other moons were previous attempts.
So it was us that caused it because we said nasty things about Pluto. And the Migo were like, we're a fucking planet.
Well, thank the five of you for bearing with me, and
That's great.
It came together really quick, and you're great sports, and it just thanks so much.
Let's close the episode.
Thank you for running. Yeah, let's close it
Thank
up.
you.
Our players included Stuart Lively, Morgan Llewellyn, John Hook, David Gasaway, and myself, with Matt Ryan as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where we can chat with our other members. You can set up private games and learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. There's a link below. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month will help us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.